It's another Saturday. It's another opportunity for you to connect with us here on The Revolution. Will not be televised. It will be streamed. It's super excited to be with my buddy, my main man, Dr. RickyAllmon, and we
Yes,
got a
sir.
special guest today. We appreciate all of you who we connect with us week after week after week after week. We're on like week 17. Y'all keep coming back.
No,
So
this is week 18.
18, that's it, 18.
Yeah.
So I've discovered when people keep coming back, Rick, is for one of two reasons. Either they love what you're doing and they want to stay connected with you, or they feel sorry for you because you keep messing up and they want to give you another chance. So for
I
whatever
think
reason,
they feel
people,
sorry for us.
I take that. I appreciate for whatever reason people keep tuning in
Right,
and
right.
sharing. So please go ahead, hit the share button or hit the @ symbol. Type somebody's name in that you think needs to be connected with what we're doing. If you're being helped, then somebody else is going to be helped. And so the question in your mind may be, well, who is this for? Who should I share this with? Who should I invite to this party? You need to invite pastors, entrepreneurs, consultants, digital content creators, social media influencers, educators, people who want to maximize their potential, mobilize their purpose, and multiply their productivity. If you know anybody like that, then you need to invite them into the room so that they can be helped, they can be blessed, and they can be inspired to become the best that they can be. Rick, we got special guests today. Please tell the people who this amazing young man is.
It is my pleasure. But before I do that, you left out one group of people, Stephen.
Who's that?
Well, two. You left out Lottie. What Lottie? What three people? Lottie, Dottie, and then everybody. No,
Everybody.
yes, sir. Look, we are so glad to be here. Stephen just told you you need to share this on your platform, whatever platform you're on: Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube. As a matter of fact, if you got your grandkids around, your play cousins around, your daughter, your son, uh, every millennial, every mosaic, Big Mama and them need to watch this too. We've got an amazing young man who's our guest co-host. He actually has the distinction of being our youngest co-host in 18 episodes. I call him a phenom. He's a poet. He's a public speaker. He's a creative. He's a producer. He's an athlete. He plays point guard in the AAU. Stephen, he's the director, editor, and owner of his own production company.
Amazing.
And we were having a conversation with him in the virtual green room. Has a great understanding of money and finances. You're looking at a billionaire. That's who you're looking at. And I'm referring to none other than the one and only Mr. Marcus Jackson. By the way, there's one thing I've got to tell you, because when he sent me his bio, Stephen, he said, listen, Dr. Allman, all the other stuff you can say about me. I'm 16 years old. I'm going into my junior year at Lindblom Math and Science High School. The guy's got straight A's. I think he only had one B. Is that right, Marcus? Like one B.
Yeah.
But he said more than all of that, he loves God. Loves God, loves his parents, loves his siblings most of the time. No, I'm just playing. But we're so glad to have you with us, Marcus. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
I know you told Stephen and I in the green room you've got a busy summer. You're on the grind. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing, what you're into, and tell us what you're passionate about. Tell us what matters in Marcus's world.
What I'm really passionate about everything is my future. I tend to think a little bit like farther ahead than most people, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do, like saving up for college, because I really want to attend Temple University in Philadelphia. I went on the college tour, and it was just a great school, so I really want to go there. And I know I have to figure out what I want to do with my life. So this summer I've been like really focused on trying to figure out what I want to do. I've been focused on my editing, my software production, me trying to tap into the music industry a little bit and figure out how to make beats and stuff. And then helping my friends out with their own creations and their own videos. And if they can't edit, I'll definitely edit for them. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of that, working on my body, getting stronger so I can be good in athletics also, because when my goal is to go to college on a full ride, I don't want to have to pay for anything. I don't want my parents to have to pay for anything. I want to get I want to get athletic scholarships as well as like intelligence scholarships, like for me just being smart. And I know I'll get those, but I definitely want to get like that full ride so they don't have to pay for anything.
Yes, sir.
So that I can just like be set, no student loans, no none of that. I can just enjoy my college years. So that's what I'm really working on. Trying to work on what I want to like major and minor in. I really love science. I love physics. That was my favorite class last year. So I want to go into a field of like science and probably be a physicist. I don't really like chemistry like that because it was hard. So I don't want to be a chemist as much. But yeah, I've been focusing on like just stuff that I love to do so I can be ready for my future. I know I got 2 more years till I go to college, but still, I would want to be ready. Also,
it's never too early to plan.
Yes.
And don't throw away your chemist plans, because we may need you to help us come up with this vaccine. So so leave that option open, you know, at least make it a strong plan B. How long have you been doing production? So you're the owner, producer, editor for your own production company. How young were you when you knew you had an interest in producing?
Man, probably 5 years old. I'll be honest, 5 years old, because that's when I started all the acting and stuff at church. With my best friend Shatan. Me and him got really into it. Then we started our own Platinum Productions company. We had a lot of people from the church who were actors in it, and then we had like my friends on the side who would come over. We all get together, make a skit like every weekend, put it out on YouTube. And then one time we made a skit. My mom shared it, and everybody started sharing it. It probably has like 1,000 views now. It was our best one so far.
Where is it at? Where can they find it at?
Oh, it's on my YouTube channel. It's Shiner 305, SHINER 305.
So go check out his YouTube channel. Give it again, Marcus.
Shiner 305, SHINER 305.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we started Platinum Productions probably when we were around like 12 years old.
Wow.
Everybody was probably in 7th and 8th grade. Yep, we were all very excited about it. Recently, with us all growing up and us being busy with like different things, we haven't been making skits as usual, because every weekend, I'm telling you, Dr. Allmon, every weekend we were together making some creating something. And now when you look back on it, if you go to my YouTube channel, be like, man, they were young, man, that was a while ago. It's probably because we haven't put anything out. But this summer, we had plans actually to get together and make some new creations. We're all writing scripts on our own. Shatan, my best friend, Tyson, Shatan, and Cameron, those are my 3 best friends. We all go to church together.
So shout out to y'all. Marcus just gave y'all a shout out. So
yeah, shout out to my 3 best friends, man. We're always together creating. Cameron is a talented dancer, rapper, and poet. Tyson, he can play soccer to save his life. He's the best soccer player I've ever seen.
Wow. And
he's really good at what he does. He's a model and he's an actor too. He was on another documentary that's about to come out. And then my friend Shatan, man, he's talented at whatever he does. He can do music production. Him and his brother tap into producing too. They're both editors and writers and just actors. They're both very talented at whatever they do. So we have a super team pretty much. We're like a super team.
I hear that. So you just identified something that I think is very critical. As I told you when we were in the virtual green room, you represent what would be considered in a sociological context, and we got a sociologist on here, Reverend StephenThurston, so he can expand on this thought. But you represent what is considered in a sociological context to be an endangered species. Yeah. And that's the intelligent, purpose-driven, focused, young Black man. You just identified something that I wish every young Black male in America, or every young male for that matter, every teenager or young adult for that matter, could hear. And that is the importance of surrounding yourself with other people that may not do exactly what you do, but they're headed in the same direction that you're going. Will you take a moment and talk about the importance of surrounding yourself with positive, purpose-driven, productive young people versus surrounding yourself with unproductive young people? Talk about the importance of that and why it's important to you.
It's very important to me because just from my own experience, me being around people who didn't have the same morals as me, not driven, and then me changing that, being around people like my best friends who have that purpose, who have that drive, it can change a person. You know what I'm saying? Like seventh to eighth grade, I was around people in my school trying to find myself. It's a new school, new environment, and they weren't all purpose driven. It had my grades dropping, had my attitude slipping at home, like everything wasn't going right. But then once I found myself, once I got closer to God, once I just started finding what I wanted to do and like surrounding myself more with my best friends, coming together, creating content, everything, it changed me. I'm an all A student now. Probably have one B every once in a while. I'll
Wow.
get my stuff together. I'll be driven. I'll come closer to God. We're all close to God. My whole circle is close to God. So
Wow.
it's definitely important to surround yourself with people who are driven, who know what they want. But if they're not close to God, you won't have that connection that we have. We're like this. We're all like this because we all know what we want and we all know who we serve. So it's definitely it.
That's amazing.
So, Rick, here's the crazy part. We talk about this often offline, how much of what comes across on this platform is not scripted.
Right.
We didn't tell Marcus to talk about partnership, which is what we've been
No,
talking about
no, we didn't.
for for all of our time together.
No.
And it's amazing how the synergy just comes
Right.
in, and we end up circling back to this main theme of purposeful partnership to put us in a position to progress through life and to prosper in this thing called life.
Yeah, and it's funny because Marcus, what you just hit on, as Stephen just mentioned, you hit on every area of partnership, talking about the purposeful partnership, the productive partnership, the profitable partnership, and that's so important. So, Marcus, I'm sure you've been aware of and probably engaged in some way in what has been happening in our world, in our country, and even here in Chicago. And of course, you know, there has been an outcry since the George Floyd incident in Minnesota. And here in Chicago, there have been protests, there have been marches, there have been a number of things that are happening in a positive context to address the concerns that we have in our country and even in our city. And then on top of all that, we're dealing with the violence that's happening in some of our neighborhoods in Chicago. As a young black man in America, in Chicago, just share with us your thoughts, your heart. One, give us your feelings, your sentiments about what you see happening in the world with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery, when you see young men that are senselessly gunned down. But then give us a message that you want to speak to the world concerning what you feel we need to do as a young black man in America.
You know, it made me sad when I heard about everything that happened and just it all happened at once. It all just flooded in. We know everything like the injustice, the oppression has been happening for a minute. But when it all came like that after George Floyd, after bringing Breonna Taylor to light, after all of this, it really hit. And honestly, I couldn't even look at it. I had to step back. I kind of had to just like, I deleted all my social media. I wasn't paying attention to any of it. Like, I was aware of what was going on, but I didn't want to be because it was just so like, it was so much pressure. And I was like, man, how can my generation even grow up in this? Like, and to be successful, I was really, it was just really hard. It really pushed me down. But then the message that I had is just like, honestly, I'm gonna go back to God. Just don't lose faith because my friends who were watching this, they're like, man, what's God gonna do for us? What's God gonna? You see this happen? God is gonna do nothing. And I had another friend. Me and him were just trying to keep my friends in the loop because my friends, some of them have an idea of God, some of them believe in him. But when all this stuff happened, God just flew out the window. Faith just flew out the window, everything did. And I was just really trying to just encourage them to keep the faith. Like, yeah, all this bad stuff is happening, but the answer isn't more violence. The answer isn't more aggression. It's just, you gotta have the faith that it will get better. If you don't believe in our heavenly Father, you just have to have the faith that things will get better. And that's why I was really trying to that message I was really trying to get out to my friends, the people around me, people I know, just like to stay optimistic, to just like, if like, because I can't bring everybody to Christ. I'm not a superhero. I really want to be, but I know that's just not the reality. But then again, I don't want my friends being sad, depressed, or just angry at everybody and just wanting to do the wrong thing. So the thing I was just trying to get to them is don't lose faith in just good in the world, because yes, this happened, but you see everybody after all this stuff happened, they're all coming together to just like bring awareness, to fix this, to just make it right as best as they can. And I really appreciate that all the important people in the world are coming together, all the Black Lives Matter movements. And I love this. I even asked my mom, I was like, Mom, can I go down to a rally? Come on, let's rally. Let's Black Lives Matter. Let's get the shirts and everything. She, oh, hold on, slow down, son, slow down. I'm like, all right, okay, all right. But
you were ready to go though.
I was ready to go. I really wanted to. I wanted to do something. I was like, what can I do to help out? What can I do? And the best thing I could do was definitely pray, definitely keep the faith, and just like spread awareness. Because if I can't be down there rallying and just like peacefully rallying, peacefully protesting, I'm definitely gonna like get back on Instagram and just share the things that are going on. A lot of my friends didn't even know who Breonna Taylor was and what happened to her and everything. So I'm definitely sharing that. I'm sharing like everything I can, you know what I'm saying? Like just to make sure everybody knows what is going on, so people aren't ignorant to what's going on, and just, spread awareness. That's all.
That's excellent. Yeah. So our show today is called Unmute Me. This is my story. And I invited you on because, again, you're a poetic phenom. You're a philosopher for your generation. Everybody's hearing that. You're a critical thinker. And so we want you to share your story through the spoken word. I've heard you present. I've had the pleasure of hearing you present spoken word. My goodness. I think the first time I heard you, how old were you?
It was probably like
were you like 10?
Are you talking about with Tony, or when I was on the stage during Christmas or something?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Yeah, I was probably like 10.
Yeah, 10, I think it was like 9 or 10 was like the first time, and I was blown away. Before we have you present, Stephen, quickly, I'd just like for you to talk for a moment about the power of story, because I think as Blacks in America, where the history books have taken creative editorial license to take credit away from the things we have done, and to just politely give that credit, gratuitously give that credit to somebody that really didn't do it.
Correct.
Talk to us for a moment. Give us a Cliff Notes sociology class about the importance of story before this amazing poet presents spoken word. I think it's important for people to understand why they've got to hold on to their story and why it's important to unmute themselves. Anybody that's been on Zoom during the pandemic knows that one of the challenges of Zoom is to make sure you're not talking, but it's on mute.
Yes, sir.
And I've had it happen more than once to myself and seen it happen to others. Man, Marcus, they all the way in the conversation. And after they get about 2 minutes in, somebody says, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's important for us to unmute ourselves, to be our own editors.
Yes.
To make sure that we're telling the story that matters. Stephen, speak to that for a moment before Marcus shares with us today.
Sure. Because of social and racial injustice and the oppression that Black people have always been under, our history is largely oral. Of course, we weren't trained to write and to read and things of that nature. And so the story had to be passed down orally. And so that has been our tradition within our cultural context, even as it relates to the preaching moment.
Right.
Not having access to televisions and things of that nature. So our preaching styles have evolved based upon the technology. The old preacher would tell a story.
Right.
To paint a framework to get the people there. And it's still productive and effective even in our current context of church and communicating. Every great leader has to be a great storyteller because storytelling is one of the most powerful means of influence to teach and to inspire. that anybody in leadership has. It forges connections among people and between people and connects people to ideas.
Right.
And that's where the power comes in the story, as it will be able to convey the culture, the history, and the values that unite a group of people together. We see it in our current context. The most popular form of storytelling is a TED Talk.
Right.
It's a simple narrative that uses stories and powerful images to convey a message. And so we've got to connect with people at a heart level, at a intimate level, before we're able to get them to tie into, buy into. Um, we see it in marketing. That's the key piece. Even in fundraising with nonprofits, you'll be up late at night watching TV, flipping through the channels, and St. Jude, the Children's Hospital, will be on, and they'll have the story of little Bobby
Tell a
who
story.
was sick with cancer and all of this, and show him in the hospital bed. And the next clip is little Bobby playing catch in the yard with his dad. That simple story has you didn't mean to pull out your credit card. But
Right.
you pulled out your, let me help the next little Bobby. I ain't
Right.
even got no money to give, but that story has sold me so.
Right.
So storytelling is critical and it's crucial. And Rick, it's been said, I can't recall who said it. You're the great thinker. You probably know it just off the top of your dome because you just cut like that. He who has the pen holds the power, wields
Yes.
the power.
Yes.
And so we, as Rich said, we've got to control our story and control our narrative.
Yes.
Because we don't publish the books. We don't publish the articles. We don't own the newspaper. We don't own the media channels. And so they going to tell the story their way, and it's oftentimes not going to be the truth.
Right.
All the elements aren't going to be there.
Right.
So we as a people have to take control back over the narrative, over the story, and continuously tell the story over and over until it gets ingrained in people's head what the truth really is.
That's critical. And, you know, there's nothing greater than when somebody says, I'm reminded of a story. I always lean in, whether it's a preacher or whoever. When they say, I'm reminded of a story, I'm like, oh, man, this is about to be good. Well, Marcus is here today because he's an unmuted young black male in America and especially in Chicago. I want this to get out to all of Chicago that all young black men are not lost. They're
Correct.
not all in gangs. I need this to get out to the world because some people think that's all that Chicago is about.
Right.
Understand, we're about positivity. We're about purpose. We're about productivity. We're about making an impact on a generation. And we've got somebody here to prove it. Marcus, this is your time, sir. You've got the floor. Tell us a story. We're ready to hear it.
It's actually pretty cool because this is a story that happened yesterday.
Wow.
But, it's be honest, it's not the most inspiring story, but it has a good message. It has a good message. Here we go. Yeah, I titled it "Mention Me." Okay. The background. I just want to give some more background.
Take
the
your
background
time.
from this. I was at my job yesterday, and we get on a Zoom call every morning to do roll call. Some people are on the job site. Some people work from home. So we all get on there to do attendance. And we had a special guest. We had a pastor speak to us that day. And from what he said, I felt like there was more that I should have said. Mm-hmm. But I'll let the story speak for itself.
Okay.
Again, I titled the story "Mention Me." I got a call today from Pastor Brown and the rest of the youth. He wanted to know our thoughts, and he wanted the truth. I'm sure you all are aware of the recent events and what is going on. So how do we stop the killings? How can we right the wrongs? My peers spoke boldly of the violence, injustice, and oppression. All this animosity and aggression from the many words in a single session. Some of my peers were clueless of the answer. They'd given up, so why even bother? But not once did Pastor Brown mention the name of my Heavenly Father. But I know every man falls short, so that may include Pastor Brown. But I also know when the praises go up, the blessings rain down. So in spite of my peers' feelings, I knew the true answer. Not in us, but in God will we find the cure to this world's cancer. Say his name were the words that I was screaming in my head. But Pastor is not to blame because I could have said it instead. So yes, Pastor may have fell short, but then again, I did too. I sat there in silence when I knew exactly what to do. Mention me. Mention my name. Mention me screams God. If they only knew. If they only submit to his love, would he carry them through? It's easy to post a quote on a Facebook story. But why do we hesitate to post something that will bring God the glory? I bind away condemnation, but my mom can't save me. She can't bring me to heaven with her if I let the world always faze me. So pause, silence, silence. Those were all the thoughts that were rambling through my head. Wow. But my Lord brings me peace of mind like I'm laying in my bed. As easy as it is to mention a friend on a Snapchat story, I will mention my Savior to give him the glory. With my peers angry with the violence in every sector, I shall mention my God, because he is all their protector. An unknown virus surging, and negativity is its dealer. But I will mention to my friends my doctor, because Jesus Christ is my healer.
Bravo, sir. And that was just from yesterday.
Yeah, that was from yesterday.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. I'll tell you, I'm sitting here, Stephen was just talking about the importance of the narrative. And as you were talking, Marcus, and sharing, I was thinking about the power of the mind and how God has so intricately and exquisitely made us and given us this ability to translate the thoughts that we have. Yes. And to articulate those thoughts in such a poignant and prolific way. Thank you. I told you last night that before we got off, I was going to ask you to come off the dome. And so I got to have something off the dome. So here's what I'm going to ask you. What is your favorite subject to talk about? What is your favorite topic?
I really don't know. I have no clue.
So I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you hope. Now listen, I want everybody watching this, hit up his Cash App right now. Me and Stephen are going to do it. It ain't none of your business what we going to do. That's our business. But we need you all to do it as well. Y'all need to support his college fund. We supporting his summer. We're supporting his production studio. There it is, $ MarcusQuinnJackson. You see it right there on the screen. Go follow him on Facebook. Go over and check out his YouTube channel. So Marcus, give us one off the dome. Doesn't have to be long. The one you just gave was amazing. That was thoughtful. That was weighty. That had what I call gravitas on it. Yes. That has some weight on it, sir. Like you came out here like, that was heavy. I was like 16 years old. No, I'm checking your birth certificate. So give us something off the dome about hope. Whatever you want to say about hope, just let it rip. Take a few seconds. Talk to us. While he's taking a few seconds gathering his thoughts, I need you all to hit up his Cash App. Matter of fact, don't worry about Stephen and I today. Hit him up. We're supporting this young man because he is the future. He's not waiting for the future. He's living in the future right now. Marcus, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours. You getting ready to take us off talking about hope.
Hands in my pockets. Sitting in my room, don't know how to cope. I'm crying on my bed. There's no light, only darkness. There's no hope. I called Cameron on the phone. I said, man, what's up? He said, come on, Marcus. We're going outside. Let's turn up. I said, nah, man, I can't. I'm not feeling it today. You seen what they did to George? Man, that's not okay. I don't understand, man. That's what Cam said to me. But he said, you know our Savior. He's going to set us free. I said, I know you right. I knew you was right all along. But man, right now, I'm just singing a sad song. He said, turn that stuff off. No negativity in here. He said, don't you know our Savior? He said, have no fear. I said, I know. But what can you do? He said, it's all right, bro. God's going to get us through. I said, all right, man. It's obvious you're going to get me out. But all this violence, all this killings, man, what's that about? Then he started to pray. I said, nothing more. He said, don't worry, Marcus. God will settle the score. I said, all right, bro. I needed that. He hung up, and I took a nap.
Wow. I got to blow that up again. Marcus,
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Straight off the dome. Stephen, what you got to say, man?
Nothing. I want your ability.
Exactly.
I got to sit down and take notes and write and get my thesaurus and my dictionary.
Wow.
I wish I could flow that simply.
Glory be to God. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you've got an amazing gift and an amazing future. It's just like on you. It just emanates from you. And I know the best is coming your way, and I'm going to do my part to help you get wherever you're trying to go.
Man, I appreciate that.
Stephen,
really
now you understand why I had to share him with the world.
Sure.
I had to bring him on this platform, and I want to thank his mom and dad. Thank you both. I love you all for raising this amazing lion. He's a lion. I mean, he's roaring. And thank you for allowing him to come on this platform today. We so appreciate it. Marcus, thank you again, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, this has been amazing. Stephen, we've had some great guests, great moments.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I don't want nobody to call us with or give us some hate emails or troll us, but I think today has just done it.
Sure thing, man.
It's done it. Y'all go hit him up on the Cash App and listen, everybody. Those of you that are connected to Revolution World, you've been faithfully connected. You're part of our group. Today is the last day that we're going to be on all platforms.
Correct.
Next Saturday, we will only be in the Revolution group. So if you want to see more content like this, who knows, we might do an encore with Marcus and his friends. You don't know. But in order to see it, you got to be a member of the Revolution. Will not be televised. It will be streamed Facebook group. That's the only place you'll be able to watch. We're going to have more interaction. We're going to have more content. We're going to be interfacing with you. We may be bringing on different guests that are members of the group to talk about different subjects. So we're stepping our game up. On Thursday, Stephen, I talked about there's nothing new about something old and about how new means change. I've been stirred about this thing because new normal doesn't mean doing old normal in a different way. It means do it another way. And so that's what Stephen and I are doing on this platform. That's what we're doing on our respective platforms. So make sure you join the group. Tell everybody you know, pastors, entrepreneurs, corporate executives, social media influencers, creatives. Tell everybody you know who wants to maximize their potential, mobilize their purpose, multiply their productivity and their profitability. They need to be a member of the group. Stephen, before we go off, man, what you got going on? Let me tell you, you are shifting the game. I just need you to know that. You and I have been walking together in this for about 4 or 5 months now.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, sir, publicly, you are shifting the games. Bravo. I'm proud of everything you do. You know you got my support on a million. But just tell them what's going on, how they can connect to what's happening.
Cool. You need to go to StephenThurston.com. Connect with the Mirror Moment movement. We launched that the other week. It gains you access to information, ebooks, videos, audio clips, assessments, assignments, motivational, inspirational emails. You get all of that on a monthly basis by joining that Mirror Moment movement. You can access it through StephenThurston.com, as well as gain access to the other content that I have there as relates to leadership and relationship. So that's what I'm here to do, help you change what's within so that you can change what's around. So I thank you, those of you who have connected, those of you who are on the fence about connecting. You better get on board before this
Right.
train hurriedly speeds off. And then once you get off my page, I need you to go over to RickyAllmon.org and connect with everything Dr. Allmon is doing. He's got audio books. He's got real life books, still old school. We still got old school books you can
Yeah.
get your hands on.
Yeah.
All the platforms you can access our information, and especially those who are in leadership, pastors that are watching. You need to bring Ricky Allmon in, consult with him about strategy, how to pivot in the midst of this pandemic, so you're aptly prepared to move your ministry, your organization, your business, your nonprofit, whatever it is that you're leading, to move it forward. He's the guy to help you do that.
Thank you,
Get
Stephen.
with him.
I appreciate it. And I need to tell them about one thing. This month is the 1-year anniversary of Life Lessons.
Cool,
Living
man.
in Full Effectiveness. Yeah. And it's 31 Proverbs for a Life of Purpose and Productivity. This is the 1-year anniversary. And Stephen and Marcus, I'm doing something special for this 1-year anniversary. But I can't talk about it unless they connect to me. Yeah, I know everybody was like, nope, here's what I need you to do. I only need you to do 2 things. I need you to text the word Ricky Allmon, my name, Ricky Allmon, to 22828. Monday morning at 8 o'clock Monday morning, I'm sending out an e-blast that's going to tell you how we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate the last week of July, the 1-year anniversary of the Life Lesson book. It's going to be giveaways, all kind of stuff going on.
Cool.
So in order to help me do it, I'm not putting it anywhere else. You're not going to see it on Facebook. It's not going on Instagram. Some of y'all say, well, I'm going to just wait till he put it. It ain't coming. You've got to be subscribed. So text Ricky Allmon. Right now, you looking at me. Go ahead and look down at your phone. Go over to your text, Ricky Allmon 22828. No spaces, my name. Thank you. Somebody said congrats. I appreciate it. But I want you to celebrate with me. I love a great party. I know we all do. So I'm going to turn up all next week. Join me for the turn up. Text Ricky Allmon to 22828. Then I need you to go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Ricky Allmon channel. Because starting the first Thursday in August, Stephen, as a matter of fact, I can't tell you that, but Stephen's going to be on with me the first Thursday. Oh, I got a lot coming up. So,
there's a lot coming.
Yeah, connect to me. We got a whole lot coming. Marcus, again, give people your YouTube channel. Thank you again, sir, for being with us. Give people your YouTube channel because I want them to subscribe, to follow you, and to keep up with what you're doing because you're amazing. Your future is already here. And Stephen and I are just glad we know you. So don't forget about us.
That's right.
You got to invite Uncle Rick and Uncle Stephen, when you're getting a Grammy, Oscar, whatever, we'll fly ourselves in. We just want you to just shout us out,
That's it.
When you see us. But give us your YouTube channel again, and then tell us what you got coming up.
By the way, thank you. Glory be to God. I appreciate it. And my YouTube channel is Shiner305, SHINER 305.
Thank you.
And basically, I'm waiting to get my new software because I did just get paid for my job. So I will be ordering it this week so I can, I wanted a new camera so I could have some better quality.
Okay.
And I have my editing ready. I just use iMovie, so I'm ready to get back into it. I'm waiting for my new camera to come in and I'm set.
So listen, that's why we're supporting him today. This is a young man that understands the power of investing in himself. If you want to invest in the future, go to MarcusQuinnJackson on Cash App. Stephen and I are getting ready to do it. If Stephen ain't already done it, because he's a little overachiever, he's probably already done it. So he tried to beat me to it. But go support him. Listen, this has been The Revolution. Will not be televised. It will be streamed. I'm Dr. Ricky Allmon with my fellow host, Pastor Stephen Thurston, and our guest co-host, the phenom, the poet, the producer, Mr. Marcus Jackson. Y'all have a great Saturday. We'll holler at you.